What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as Binance Coin to BTC. We'll also be looking at the current coin market cap and, pretty much trying to figure out where exactly cryptocurrency, Litecoin in specific, is headed in the next couple of weeks. We know the halving is coming up, and I do think there are some very strong patterns forming on the market that we do need to reassure and, understand in terms of seeing potential growth within the market or retracement in the short term. Otherwise, guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and let's jump right into today's episode. So as you guys can see, we are on the current coin market cap, and we do have a couple of things to discuss. Number one, Bitcoin dominance is slightly up compared to yesterday. Number two is 24-hour volumes, 85.5, which is quite high. It's quite higher than yesterday, and we see the market cap is much higher than yesterday. Yesterday, I believe we were below 300 billion. Now we're 324 billion. So quite a bit of volume is moving into the exchanges, and we're seeing money, increase because 24-hour volume increase and because market cap increase. Obviously, the price of the coins, it's a positive day. And I was waiting to see those double-digit, extremes, and now we're starting to see positive movement to the upside. The entire crypto market is practically in green. Every coin, Tezos up 23%. Everything looks really good. All in all, the whole market looks up today. You can see the top 10 cryptos. Everything is up. Litecoin 7.5 bill, up 2.9. I'd say about 4 to 5%. As an average for the rest of the market. Bitcoin is the only one that's really pumping, up 11.2%, and I do want to look at that in a close second. Now, I do want to quickly move over to our technical analysis section of today's video, and we're going to be looking at Litecoin, obviously focusing on Litecoin before we look at anything else. And I feel like I want to give you guys another look at things. Usually on the channel, we're always looking at the daily and the 4-hour. And I don't really show you guys the weekly. But I feel like this is quite important in terms of where we could see Litecoin go. So I haven't really shown this in a long time, but you can see now we have a weekly overview of what Litecoin looks like, which I think is phenomenal and quite interesting. And I do want to point out a couple of things that are happening. So one, you can see the purple line that's cutting the price of the coin straight across. You'll notice a very interesting movement happened here. You'll see that we fell from our it's like $400. I think it was higher actually. We fell from that high all the way down, fell lower, retraced back up to this level of price, and then increased higher. So this right off the bat indicates that there was a strong support here. If I can draw it lower, let's see if it'll let me. Bam, right there. A strong support at that purple line. And then we bounced extremely high. In 2 days, we traced all the way down to $94 and pulled all the way right back up to $140. So pretty wild. You can see that that is a very strong support. Also resistance. Now, flash forward to right now, we're seeing that same resistance being retested. Now, I want to zoom in further because there's another reason why I think we're doing what we're doing. And it's very obvious, actually. So one thing to notice is now on Litecoin's weekly, you can see a couple of things. We just recently were overbought. That's the biggest giveaway in terms of why I saw retracement within the market. Litecoin was overbought on its weekly, which is a huge indicator of retracement is necessary, and that's why we pulled back. Another thing that is a dead giveaway is the fact that we traded above our high-low middle moving average, above that red band, and that is also an indication that we need to consolidate and retrace back down because we literally blasted right through it. So you can see we're coming back down, following now and retesting our high-low MMA, which looks great. Honestly, it looks very nice that we're starting to use this as a means of support. It's nice to see that we're finally coming out of this overbought market on the weekly because that's huge. And we're starting to see consolidation. Now, I don't want to scare anybody, but by the way these charts are looking, it is very, very, very possible to see Litecoin retrace all the way back down to $69. And I know that's going to give me a ton of hate in the comments down below. But that is still a possibility because that is the bottom of our high-low MMA. We're looking at this on the weekly. Do I think that's going to happen within a day or two? No, that may take a couple of weeks considering each candle's a week, but we could see a potential retrace all the way down to $69, in September, October. Very, very, very possible. But for the most part, I do think we're going to consolidate up on this. You'll notice there is this ascending wedge that we did draw that is still holding true. You can see we're retracing off of that. And it may inevitably push us up higher to retest the high-low minimum moving average. Or sorry, our resistance at 140. So that's a huge thing. I thought this would be a great outlook for you guys to see. The price actually went all the way up to $420 on Litecoin. Absolutely wild. But you can see beautifully that there is a nice dip here, a nice swing. Now we found our bottom. There's the bottom. We have these nice support levels as we continue to trade upwards. But, the sky's the limit. Guys, we're only 1/4 of the way there. We're $119, and we retraced all the way up to, or we tested $420 at the peak. So plenty of clearance to double your money, and I do think we're going to head up. I do think we're going to clear this in the next couple of months. Slow and steady, guys. If we do decide to continue on our path, this slow, gradual, wow, that was not supposed to happen. Let's see. I meant to click this. If we do decide to gradually head up, it will probably be, and if we do it like this, probably be somewhere along the, it's in November of 2020. Very, very, very possible. But that's short-term growth, to be honest with you. It's very short-term. It's going to take a long time, but actually, not really. I mean, 1 year of investing for you to double your money is quite amazing, if you ask me. So, let me know down below what you think. Is a $400 Litecoin possible? I definitely think it is. But when do you think it's possible? So that's what I'd really like to know, more so than if it's possible, because we all know it's kind of possible. So in the short term of things, we are kind of hitting a big hiccup here. You can see it beautifully what the problem is. You can see how we're consolidating out. And truthfully, we're going to continue in this ascending wedge formation, ascending triangle, until we manage to close up in here and then see a potential break to either side, up or down. We'll figure that out as we get closer. Now moving on to Bitcoin, you can see Bitcoin is doing a very similar pattern, hitting resistance right now at 11.5. And you can see we are in some sort of ascending triangle as we consolidate up. We did bounce off our bottom support right here. We did have a channel that we bounced off of very nicely, but there is still actually potential to move up higher. Trading at 59 on the daily, we could easily retest 13.5 once again, or 13.8, if not 14,000. It is definitely a possibility. I really want to see how this price reacts. I really want to see how 11.5 reacts with Bitcoin. If we can break above that, the sky's the limit. We're going up. If we consolidate down, then this is going to confirm that we do have some sort of ascending triangle forming as well as we consolidate further. Now, I do want to look at Ethereum and then wrap things up with Binance Coin. Very similar. A lot of these coins are actually looking very similar in terms of forming some sort of ascending triangle. Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum are all consolidating out, trading sideways. I can even put a cap here. Let's see if this plays out well in history. If this is some sort of resistance, are we seeing one? I'm not really seeing one right now. Yeah, okay, so there is one right here, I guess. I'll leave it there. It seems like we've had hiccups in the past here, and here. So it doesn't look too bad, but we're going to slowly climb up here, just like we did with Bitcoin and just like we did with Litecoin. There is an ascending triangle that we're climbing up. We're doing the same thing, hitting top resistance, trading out sideways, and we're going to probably consolidate into there. And then we're going to see a major move of volume in either direction. Now, lastly, to sum up the video, or lastly, the last cryptocurrency being Binance Coin. Binance Coin is an interesting one, guys. I said this in yesterday's video. It's very hard to track this coin because there's not much real consistency with movement. This is about it. You can see this is all that's really on the charts, and you can see this right here. I did draw an ascending triangle that's forming, but much bigger. This ends in April of 2021, which is quite a whiles away. So we can be continuously retracing upwards, but we could also experience on the weekly of Binance to Bitcoin a major retracement down to this bottom support. If at any point we come into contact with this bottom support, I do think that will open up a great buy-in opportunity, and then I will probably ride it back up to the top resistance right there. But there's really no strong, symmetrical triangle or downtrend or anything forming on this coin, which makes it that much harder to graph for you guys. But that's going to really sum up, honestly, now that I'm looking at it, there might be this. That's huge. Did not realize that before, but that is interesting. I'm glad I just noticed that. So check that out. There we go. We have an ascending channel that we're trading into. So this does open the doors to higher levels for Binance as we continue up. But that's beautiful, guys. Let me know what you think about that down below. Honestly, with this being confirmed, I'm almost anticipating a retestment down to here before we start to trade up like that. So expect some sort of pullback within Binance coin now that I'm looking at this. Retracement, then we head up. But that's going to sum up today's episode. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.